All right, as reaching a deal on the debt limit seems more and more unlikely, Americans are left to wonder, are the days of fiscal responsibility now a thing of the past? Now, remember when balancing the budget wasn't just some remote possibility, but a necessary priority? Well, my next guest knows a thing or two about this. As an Ohio congressman, chairman of the House Budget Committee, he sponsored the legislation that balanced the federal budget for the first time since 1969 and helped bring about the largest government surplus in our nation's history. $236 billion. And joining me now with his invaluable insight, the man himself. What are you doing?
You know what, Sean, when I tell people we balance...
Do I have to call you governor?
You do. You do. I'll call you Mr. Hannity.
We were friends before this. Now you say, hi, congressman. Now you're, congratulations. It's good to see you.
Thank you.
Did you really, you were $8 billion
in all.
$8 billion for the state of Ohio that has lost what population?
Well, we're losing 2 congressmen. We lost 600,000 jobs in the last 10 years. And you know what, Sean? We passed the budget. We balanced the budget. Not only did we not raise taxes, we cut them. We preserved an income tax cut. We killed the death tax in Ohio. Oh, believe it or not.
I can't believe it.
We also have tax credit for small business investment. But then beyond that, we've saved billions in Medicaid, and guess what? The AARP likes what we've done because we let mom and dad stay at home instead of having to go in a nursing home. Mm-hmm. We have reformed our schools. We've doubled vouchers in the state, lifted the cap off of charter schools. We have teacher evaluation.
It's unbelievable.
We've improved higher education.
You've only been governor for 6 months.
You know, Sean, we have great partners in the legislature. I knew what I wanted to do, hit the ground running. And we got it done. It's probably the most massive, comprehensive piece of legislation passed in modern times in Ohio, and we jumped 11 spaces since the beginning of this year in terms of being job-friendly.
Okay. Now, when you were a congressman, you were in charge of the Budget Committee.
That's right.
All right. We were facing deficits as far as the eye could see.
It was terrible.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
All right. And so you insisted on real numbers, no more phony accounting.
Yeah, no more. You can't pump up the economy and come up with some sort of fantasy about. You got to do it real.
And you got Clinton. He was I'm out between 7 and 8, 9, and 10. It was all over the map. You guys made him go along with your deal. Now the Republicans were elected for one reason, I think, in 2010, historic election, to do what you did. And I'm worried they may buckle. I think they're getting wobbly.
Well, here's the thing, Sean. I think that Boehner has made it clear and McConnell has made it clear that tax increases now will just damage this economy.
No, Boehner's been great.
Yeah.
Cantor's been great. I don't like what we were just talking about. McConnell, I don't know what he's talking about here. Giving the president the responsibility and the freedom to cut only what he wants.
Well, I don't know what the deal is, but I will tell you this. If they can get the president to agree to make $2.5 billion worth of savings, $1 trillion worth of savings, that would be fantastic.
At a defense?
Well, no, of course not. Of course not. So I don't know what that is, but I think McConnell's been very, very good in talking about the fact that we cannot have these tax increases at this point in time. And frankly, what the markets are looking for, not just Wall Street, but Main Street, is can these folks cut spending and get our act in our budget in balance?
But my take is simple. Pass a budget that raises the debt ceiling with the cuts that are necessary, and then hand it over, because this is why they got the House of Representatives. Hand it over to the president and the Senate Democrats, and then if we end up not meeting our obligations, it's their fault.
Yeah, but this cannot be a blame game. Sean, look.
No, I'm saying pass a real bill.
Right. But that's true. But what I'm saying, at the end of the day, when the Senate is of a different party and the president's of a different party, it does require some compromise. Not your principles. We didn't compromise ours. When we balanced the budget in '97, we cut taxes on capital gains. Look, the key to doing this, Sean, is you got to look all the problems in the eye. You have to reform them, make the programs better, save money, because here's the problem. Your kids, my kids, are living under a big sword of these trillions of dollars worth of the national debt. It's going to come back and destroy the economy. It's about jobs in America.
But the Democrats are insisting on tax increases.
You can't have it because look, the problem with it is America has to return to growth. We have to provide the incentives for small business to be successful, for people to want to invest and believe in the economic strength of our country. And tax increases are not the problem now. It's spending. That's why people don't have confidence.
Then walk Senator McConnell, walk John Boehner through what they should do. Tell me what you would do if you were there, and you're the Speaker, you're the Senate Majority.
Look,
Minority Leader.
I guess, first of all, I'm not there, Sean, but if I were there, I would say that the reforms, savings are critical. Secondly, I'm not opposed to tax reform. I'm not opposed to the idea that some of these loopholes that lobbyists put in the bills are eliminated as long as the taxes come down on corporations. Bill Clinton supports that. Look, there's nothing wrong with looking at closing some of these loopholes longer term, but here's the problem with tax increases. They'll spend the tax increase and not make the savings. The savings have to occur up front.
Exactly.
Up front.
Up front, meaning right now.
Yeah, and these caps and all this other business, I'll tell you, I was there when we walked up to the caps, looked over the cliff. They said, oh, no, we got to change the goal line.
But let me tell you, I don't buy into this issue either, that this August 2nd deadline is going to, the world is going to come to an end.
We shouldn't do that, Sean.
No, I don't want to do it.
No, you cannot do that.
Pass the bill in the House, give it to the Democrats.
Look, at the end of the day, there's got to be some compromise. And
they're going to want tax increases.
No, but that's not acceptable.
So you're not willing to compromise.
No, but I'm willing to say that down the road, if you want tax reforms, look, they complain about loopholes on corporate jets. Who cares about loopholes on corporate jets? Lower the tax rate for corporations. That's what we need to compete globally. We can get there, Sean.
I agree with you. You've done a great job. You did a great job before, and Look,
I was involved in the real deal of balancing the budget in '97. We got prosperity, and we balanced Ohio's budget. We're open for business. We're making progress. Thanks, friend.
All right. By the way, I'm proud to call you governor.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And coming up, he calls the country's economic situation the Obama Depression and says we need to stop paying the crooks. The next GOP presidential hopeful, Newt Gingrich, explains why Republicans must stand firm on the debt ceiling. Coming up.